up, everybody? The Wiley Show is live. I want to give a special shout out to everybody that are viewing this. And when I tell you that I get so many DMs and messages, I got a message from a young woman that is apparently thinking about getting married to a guy that do not, that have just recently came out as bi, and doing this Pride Month. And she said, Wiley, can you give me some advice? So we're going to get into that. Of course, we're going to talk about Chasing LA Review. We're going to review that show. I got my notes for that. And we also going to be talking about, I think we have Trey Songz, and we're going to be talking about what happened in Delta Airlines. But I first want to give that advice to this sister, okay? And she cashed up us that. So I'm going to give her advice, and she wanted live on the air. Date him, marry him, right? If he's going to be faithful to you, do that. You know what I'm saying? Do not listen to your family telling you all don't marry him because he's going to date other men. Do what you have to do. If you want to marry him and he love you and he came out and said he was bi, marry him. Don't listen to other people. You know what I'm saying? You only live once, and I don't think that he would cheat on you with a man. I think he would be faithful. And if not, it just won't, he just won't be faithful. But I would rather you do and get married than to regret and say, why did I not give this guy a chance? Now, this is Pride Month, you know what I'm saying? And just have the communication open. And one thing I want to say to him, if I was talking to him and say, hey, make sure you treat her right. Don't play games with her. Don't be on Jack. Don't be on 8 Don't be on Grindr. Don't be out here bringing people home from the bars or from the club and you getting a man to hump you on your back. No, be faithful to her. And if you having urges that you want to be with a guy, communicate that with her and be like, baby, is it okay that if I bring a guy in the bedroom, communicate that with your wife. You know what I'm saying? If that will be your wife. But do not cheat and just play games with her. Like, don't do that, because that's not cool. So all right, so I want to give a special shout out to her. Thank you for cash apping me that question. And if you have any more questions, you could just always email me, wileyshow@gmail.com, and you can submit your question and I will answer them live on the air. And another thing I want to say, because she showed me a picture of what he's dealing with, okay? Keep him, because that's something good, okay? And she really got into it and told me that he make her reach like multiple, orgasms. And I'm like, you're not really going to find that with every other guy. So keep him, you know what I'm saying? So if he make you, come multiple times, keep that. Don't dump him. I mean, it is, don't dump him. Even if you catch him with another man, still don't dump him. If somebody can make you reach that moment multiple times and really satisfy you every single night and just really give you what you want, try to make sure you keep that, in my humble opinion. Don't dump them. Keep them. All right? So it's really good. I get these questions and I said, I want to answer, because when she sent the Cash App, you know what I'm saying? I said, hey, let me answer. I will answer that question live on the air. So there we go. So I want to say shout out to y'all out here. I want to give a special shout out to Jess Zoe, a brother that I've been watching forever on YouTube. He's on my IG. So I want to give him a special shout out. Yeah, keep him. I don't want to say that to him. Keep him. Somebody that can make you come most will say, I'm keeping that. I don't care if they, they trash, they don't like to clean up. You know what I'm saying? I'll make sure the house is clean. If they don't know how to cook, I'm gonna keep something like that if you make me come multiple times. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I am in love with, and that is coming. I love that, okay? And I'm definitely gonna keep you if you can do that for me multiple times. Make sure y'all thumbs up this video. We about to really get into some mess here. And also, I want to definitely get into Delta Airlines. Can I bring him up for a second, the guy that did it? Because I didn't know who did it. I thought the guy was Caucasian. But the guy is actually black, okay? His name is Stephen Jamar Duncan or something. I don't know how to pronounce his name all the way. But he was an unruly Delta Airline flight attendant, right? He worked with Delta Airlines, and he got on this flight. and we talked about it, but we have some more details. We have a face of the man that actually tried to bring down the plane. So he got up there and he said, put on your oxygen mask. It's a lot of turbulence. And he actually, the pilot, after had to make an announcement, they say, we need all strong men to pin down unruly passenger. The guy is actually black. So I want to say this: if you're battling with something in your mind, please do not decide that you want to take everybody down. No. Go get some help. And I'm not going to tell you to go home and do it by yourself. No. It is so many people that are out here that can help you get treatment. So many people. It is so many folks out here that it is free programs to give you medication, therapists that don't cost that much money. So if you're battling with something, get help. And this is why it's so important to surround yourself with people. Even at Delta Airlines, I was researching, they even have a program that can get you some therapy if you need it. They have, they have that. So it's some of your jobs that if you're going through something, they have contracts with different companies that can actually get you some help. So if you're going through something, speak up, but do not decide to get you a plane ticket. Okay, while you up there eating some peanuts, you decide to get up because you want to open up the plane door. No, don't do that. That's dangerous. You're going to get a record, because this young man probably will get a record on the state level. And the FBI is saying they are investigating because they might file charges against him too. And you don't want no federal type charges like that concerning with an airplane. So you definitely don't want to do that. But mental illness is definitely real. People are going through things that you will not imagine. And folks think that this is a joke, and it's not, because people hear voices. You got people that talk to themselves. You got people that's in depression. It's folks that really feel like they don't want to live. So those people exist. It is real. And so if you're a person that is strong, that don't deal with these problems, make sure you be a listening ear to those that are suffering, right? That's why it's so good to have a friend that can sit down and have a conversation with you. All right, because it's really rough. I'm speaking from experience, from a person that have been diagnosed with bipolar. Not that people just call me bipolar. I have literally been diagnosed with bipolar and everything like that. So I understand from experience how it is to be depressed. I didn't know what depression felt like, and it sneak up on you. Before you know it, I'm crying. I can just remember one particular day. I was so depressed, and I wasn't showering for like about 3 weeks, right? And I'm like, I'm good, it's nothing wrong. And then somebody asked me something about some type of insurance. And when they said, oh, you need insurance and all that, and I cried, and I was crying because I didn't have insurance, and I was just crying so much and really just feeling so sad. And my cousin was like, you never had insurance. Why are you crying? And that's when I knew I had a problem. Little things would just bother me, and I would get so agitated and so angry. And I can even remember I was so manic. I had one of my roommates I just moved from. I was at his apartment, and I just had it in my mind that he's just a bad person, that he don't like to pay bills. He's just really, really bad. And so I was just coming at him with these different conspiracy all in his face, cussing him out, calling him so many B's. I was just all in his face like, you ain't gonna never be nothing. And so he was like literally washing dishes. And he decided he was going to like try to get that knife and pull out a knife on me, because I was just all up in his face, just being really disrespectful, just spitting on him, just really disrespectful. And I knew from that moment, I'm like, man, there's something going on with me. So and we talk about it today. He was like, what was going through? Like, you were cool one day, then the next day you just went completely off. So I know what it is when you're talking about going off on somebody, having breakdowns, and really being at a dark place. So I've been there. So if you're there, get help. There's plenty of help out there. It is, especially in Dallas. Don't say, oh, you in the South, they ain't got no help. No, they got help. I've actually got better help in Dallas than I did in Chicago. And Dallas is what they consider to be a red state. And I get free medication. I get to speak to my therapist for free. I don't pay for it. So I have no excuse. And I just want to thank all of my, I want to thank my psychiatrist, and I definitely want to thank the pharmacy that provides me with my psych meds, because I need it. Some days I'll be getting up and I'm like, oh man, I don't need this. Ain't nothing wrong with me. And then I won't take it for like a week. And then I'm like a totally different person. I'm like, oh, I do need it. So the guy on Delta was a black man. And I just want black people to understand this, that mental illness is real. I don't know how many times I can just tell this to black people, because they're the type of, you speak to some black people, and I grew up around people in the church, right? So they'll say, ain't nothing wrong with you, ain't nothing wrong with you, just call on Jesus. Ain't nothing wrong with you, just call on Jesus. So, but what if the person that's telling you to call on Jesus, they're battling with a mental illness? Because you got some pastors and some ministers that battle with mental illness as well. And God had birthed or created, people to get in the profession of a psychiatrist. And I always tell people in the church, right? If you need glasses, you don't say to the person that need glasses, you don't need no glasses, call on Jesus. You literally go to a doctor, to the eye doctor, and you get glasses. The same if mother such and such, mother black or mother brown, need hearing aids. You don't need to say to her, oh, just call on Jesus, he'll get your hearing back. You probably would say, go to the doctor and get a hearing test so you can get some hearing aids. So why is it such a issue when a person say they're going through something in their mind? When most people around you go to the doctor for their blood pressure, what is the issue when a person say, I'm depressed? It shouldn't be an issue. With the church, they should surround you and say, hey, let's go get you some help. But we should not, say that it's the devil, and it's not. It's not the devil if you have hearing problems. It's not the devil you have high blood pressure. And we're so quick to say, oh, it's just the devil. No, you have an issue, and it's people that can actually get you some type of help, right? And so to that brother, I hope that he's getting some treatment. I hope that he's getting some help, because clearly something went wrong, and I hope that he, heal from that, and I hope that people give him the treatment, right? Don't just criminalize him, because obviously he needs some help. And I'm saying this because I'm going to speak on it, because so many people. I have one particular blogger. All he does on his platform is just call people psychos and crazy, but yet he will not tell you. Yet when I can't sleep, so I just drink alcohol to help me sleep. So obviously that's a sign of some type of mental illness. If you have to take some liquor and you're battling your mind, you're tossing and turning, but you can't sleep, so you need liquor. So obviously you're dependent upon something to help you. So obviously you're battling with something. But you're so quick to say, oh, she's psycho. Oh, this person is crazy. But yet you can't last one day without drinking some brown liquor. You can't last one day without drinking some Hennessy, without drinking some Ciroc. So we have to be very careful on how we project on other people when we're yet going through something as well. I'm just saying. I just have to say that. And that's why I'm so happy that I am blessed with a platform where I can speak to people about this, because it's people that are struggling. And during this pandemic, a lot of people did not make it because they did not know how to be alone. They did not know how to be in the house with nobody around them. A lot of folks couldn't deal with that. A lot of folks you thought was so strong couldn't deal with it. Look what happened with Tamar Braxton. She was battling through and had to go to an institution. So it's people around you that you think is so strong that yet go through things as well. I want to be 100%. Okay, I just have to say it. So it's people around us. So if you're yet going through something, send me a DM. You know what I'm saying? If you went, and this is the people I like to talk to too. If you went through something and you're in a better place, I would love for those folks to speak up. If you was a person that was depressed and you went through something, you had a breakdown, you had a breaking point, a nervous breakdown, anxiety, and now you're feeling better, You need a platform to speak up. People need to hear from you. If you're in the back and you definitely are much, much better, but yet you was at a dark place, you should come on the Wiley Show or and speak and tell people about your spirit, about you becoming a better person. You should, like, never ever forget that it is people out there that need to hear your voice. So if you're one of those ones, reach out to me in an email, because I would love to speak to you, because it's people that are out there. And a lot of people do not like to speak up because they are so ashamed of what people will say. And I don't care what you think that they will say. It is people out there that will listen and that you can be a helping hand. Okay? And I'm on Instagram, and I want to read this comment. Someone said, a lady on the plane said they asked all strong men to come subdue him. Be free flights for life. Yes. Oh, absolutely. All those men that subdued him definitely need free flights. Definitely need some type of stipend, because that's not in your description to be out there trying to subdue somebody. So definitely Delta needs to do a free flight. Absolutely. Okay. Somebody asked for my email address. Before we go to the next topic, let me post that. Moderators, if you can post my email address. My email address is wileyshow@gmail.com. It's wileyshow@gmail.com. And I definitely will love to hear your story live on our show. All right, we're going to move on, because I can just talk about this for hours about, mental health and mental illness. I could definitely talk about it for an hour, but we don't have that type of time. So, okay, what else we going to go? I want to go talk about Trey Songz for a second, okay? And Trey Songz, and this shouldn't even be a story. So some chick on TikTok, I think it was a TikTok OnlyFans model, decided to be messy and record Trey Songz in her bed sleeping. And then she come out and say, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. But it was actually Trey Songz. Like, I don't see why you need to apologize. Obviously, you probably apologize because Trey told you to, apologize, for embarrassing him, for sending to the shade room. But my thing is that with these guys, I don't feel sorry for these celebrities that get exposed for all of this. I don't, because when you are with somebody and you're famous and you're with somebody that's with an OnlyFans model, it's a 90% or 95% chance that they're going to post about it on social media. It's not too many people that, unless you deal with somebody older, that will not expose you. So that's going to go ahead, because people are always looking for how to get a click, how to get a view. So they posted it about him, and then he played a song. Oh, it wasn't me. And I'm like, clearly it definitely was you on the platform. It definitely was you on there, and you was sleeping, or obviously, and that must have been some good poom poom, because if you're knocked out and didn't even know you were being recorded, you obviously had some good poom. She put it on you. I don't think you have the best of the best if you can't go to sleep afterwards. If I'm still up about to run a 15-minute mile run or 15-mile run, it wasn't good. But if I hit that and we both snoring and sleeping, oh, that was good. That was good. But if I have to just go down to my private suite and watch a video to make me come, obviously it wasn't good. But what Trey Songz experienced in a moment probably was good, because he was knocked out. He was. And he's a very attractive guy, and he is very nasty, because he likes to spit on people. I think that's kind of kinky. It's kind of nice. I like it. I don't think you really have it. You can't spin on nobody. I think that's really nice. If it's in the bedroom and y'all making it happen, not just randomly come up to somebody and spit on them because they got on a bonnet. No, but if you're in the bedroom, I think you should. Like, that's cool. I don't see an issue with it. I think that's kind of kinky, especially if you're attractive. Now, if you looking like Seeley from The Color Purple, no, not at all. I don't want to see that, me personally. I don't. Okay. at all. But shout out to you, Trey Songz. All right. Let's go to I want to Chase in LA. When I tell you that Chase in LA have been on my mind all week, and I did not talk about it when the season finale happened that day, because I needed a couple of days to gather my thoughts and see what was going on. So I finally said, let me sit down today and watch Chase LA. If you do not know, Chase in Reality has been going on for years, and this is another show on the franchise, and they're taping in LA. So I want to first start out with this. With my commentary, if it triggers you, that's okay. Comment and email me or call in. All right, so in this, one of the cast members, Quan, was arguing with B. Hawkins, and Quan is very messy. Even though Quan is a poet, he's a very messy, chunky girl, very, very messy. And when you got one of those ones that are messy, a messy person, if they get some information, they tell the other person, and they spread the information. That's a person that is messy. So he's a colorist. So he talked to B. Hawkins, and obviously Quan told B. Hawkins something about Jeremy, and it was like a big beef. But Hershey was there to calm down Quan. Now Quan was crying, like he was upset. Oh my God, this is so much of y'all doing this. I can't deal with this. Q, get me out of this. And I'm like, dude, with your chunky self, stop drinking the alcohol. It's like these people, they was having emotions that did not make sense because it's the liquor that's inside them. And they're literally at King Payne event that's in the alley. Shout out to Imani Van Zant. It was in the alley, and they was eating some tacos, and the tacos must have been drenched in liquor, and they literally was in a crushed up place where you see the cameraman's recording on the phones and all. It was a hot mess, and they were acting a hot mess. So Jeremy was upset about B. Hawkins, and King Payne's asked him what happened. He was like, "Word, what happened? Did y'all fuck?" And I'm like, dude, y'all just fuck. Like, it's okay. D. Hawkins, you fuck Jeremy. Jeremy, you fuck B. Hawkins in your apartment. It's okay, girl. We knew gay people, they fuck. It's not, that ain't no tea. Like, okay. Now, if he'd have gave you an STD or something like that, okay, that's some tea. But in this situation, y'all just fuck. Y'all both attractive. I don't understand. What's the issue here, Jeremy? And I'm like, Jeremy did not want to know? Why would you even sign up to something like that? Of course this is going to be messy. This ain't going to be a Todrick Hall production. This is a web series that is based and drenched in mess. Anyhow, and then B. Hawkins was like, oh, take your bipolar ass, and this shit, you don't want people to see it, now you see this. And then Jeremy was like, oh, I'm not bipolar, and all that. But a lot of y'all on this program, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all are alcoholics, okay? Y'all may not be bipolar, but y'all are alcoholics, and when y'all get that liquor in y'all personalities switch, okay? I can tell y'all when y'all sober, y'all okay, but when y'all are consume that cheap liquor inside you, y'all totally different person. And then Quan, definitely messy. Like I said, messy ass guy in Jeremy ear. And then Andre, another person that I like on the show, but he can't control his liquor too. He can't control it. He said, I'm a gift. My gift is my presence. And I'm like, oh wow, okay. And Alicia trying to resolve this about Jalen throwing the drink in Andre's face, and Andre is mad about it. And then Jayla, and like I said, was wrong to throw the drink in Andre's face, and Andre was wrong for telling her, to leave, being disrespectful. And then all that, you bitches and all that, he was wrong too. And for me, with Jayla, that I did not like, she had a Black Lives Matter pin in her hair. And you don't care nothing about Black lives because you don't care about throwing a drink in somebody's face that is black. So don't try to come with all this positivity when you're not living up to that motto, because you literally threw a drink in your black brother face and he gave your ass a 2-piece in your face, and it was such a issue. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your drinks to yourself, because that's a sign of disrespect if you throw a drink in somebody's face. So they having a conversation in this alley event that King Payne hosts for his hairline that nobody's buying. Nobody's talking about it because it's just based in mess. So one thing about Hershey that I like, Hershey was like, listen, everybody wants to be heard, but don't nobody want to listen. That is the key. Everybody on that show, they want to be heard, but you can't listen and comprehend if you're drunk. When you're drunk, you can't listen. You're not going to listen. You're not going to try to, let's come down. Let's come to a conclusion. When both parties are just high and drunk off coke and Coca-Cola and Ciroc, you ain't gonna get no peace. You're gonna get chaos. So Andre definitely was mad and upset. He was crying. I'm like, girl, y'all want me to apologize and all this, and that bitch threw a drink in my face. Hell no, they apologize to that manly bitch and all that. I'm like, he started crying. I'm like, girl, but I would have gave him some Kleenex. I kind of like Andre. I kind of like him. So I would have gave him a box of socks or some Kleenex. But he was crying. And they went outside, and here we go. So Jayla, I hope I said her name right. She had a plate of food, and she was going to throw the plate of food at Andre. Andre was like, yeah, throw that plate of food. Throw that plate of food on me. And so oh my gosh. So she was about to throw the plate of food. She didn't throw the plate of food. Hodge was like, get my jacket. Let me take my jacket off. Let me take my jacket off. Then Alicia came. Like, yeah, come on. You gonna do that to my friend. Not gonna happen. She pulls out her Amazon box cutter. Because, she work at Amazon breaking down boxes. So she pull out her Amazon box and, yeah, come on. You do that to my friend. We gonna go there. When I tell you, I piss my pants, and I'm like, girl, what is going on? Why do you have this box cutter? Why do you have this? Like, what are you trying to do? Yeah, come on, you gonna try to cover my friend? Come on. So she was ready to cut Andre up to pieces. So D. Hawkins was like, put that knife away. See, Q, you need to handle this. So Q out there trying to break it up. It's this white man just looking like, girl, look at these people acting a plump fool. And I'm just here. Then you hear you see Hershey just standing there. You see King Payne just looking and standing there with his chocolate chunky self. All of this stuff, I'm like, what the world is going on? This show is what I tell you is lit. All right, Instagram, I'll see y'all on YouTube. This show, what I tell you, is like sitting here watching this show. It was like some of the arguments did not make sense. And I'm going to say that. Some of these arguments of this show did not make any sense. And I'm like, someone could have seriously gotten hurt on this show. Because if she would have cut somebody could have gotten hurt. Somebody could have died. She could have hit an artery because, them Amazon box cutters is something. And so if y'all didn't see that, if you watch this last episode, you're going to be entertained. And that's going to be the truth. You're going to be entertained of this show. So I'm going to say this, and this is where it comes for that I have to be honest of the show. It's some issues of the show because Q produced the show the first time executive producing a show. And Imani was him, like Q and Imani got upset and they were arguing. They had a pretty much like a disagreement and a beef. So Imani interviewed King Payne, and King Payne was on the show with a broom, which I just thought was so disrespectful. But anywho, I think he think that's cute. And Imani said something about King Payne, like, oh, they wanted Armand on the show, but they just settled for King Payne. And that had to hurt. That's a hurtful thing. But did she lie? The answer would be no, she did not lie. the producers wanted Armand first, and he declined, and they just settled for his friend. They were like, oh, okay, well, we'll just take King Payne. That's just what it went. So the producers a source told me they settled for King Payne, but they originally wanted Armand. So that's just a fact. But it could be a dig because it'll be like, damn, like you really gonna say this shit? And then she said that the production did a terrible job. So she was making a dig towards production. So we all know like Q was going to be hurt about that, because when you talk about production, you're talking about Q because this is his baby, this is his show. So, of course, they did a whole Instagram live, and I talked about it, and Q was mad at Reese, and then Reese tried to implement his opinion, talking about Q wanted to fuck Todrick Hall, and it was like a real messy side. I got a reliable source about that, and Q was like telling Reese, like, this is not your show. You have Chasing Dallas. This is Chasing LA. And then Reese was like, well, I should have produced Chasing LA. And that was like a whole mess. And then Imani was like, or Eric was like, hey, listen, I'm not the producer. I'm not the producer of the show. I gave suggestions for a cast, but that's it. I didn't do any more, for the show. And Q was like, you were a part of production, and you did this, and so you sat here and you try to trash production. You should have just kept it on the cast and all that. You shouldn't come at production. And it was like I'm like, listen here, I am here for the mess of this show. I am here for it. I think that the show, I'm just definitely here for it, but it's not easy producing a show. You're producing a show where you have to pay for the cameraman, you have to pay for the editors, and you have to make sure your cast show up to tape, and you're taping in a pandemic. Chase LA, it was a great show, but unfortunately it was a bad timing. And when I say bad timing, they're taping during a pandemic. Most shows, even shows that are on television, really struggle on how to entertain people during a pandemic because most of the stuff is shut down. You have to improvise on different type of events that nobody really showing up but just the cast, and so you're trying your best to just do it. And I think one of the secret weapons that Chase LA had was Hershey. You know what I'm saying? Even if people try to throw shade at King Payne, he was very entertaining on the show. And then they said, okay, get liquor, act a fool, and they did their job. But out of doing their job, it's some people in here that show some talent. And I think Hershey showed his talent, and really what he did, he was the only calm one out of the whole cast. And everybody else was this homophobic, not homophobic, transphobic, colorist, and it just acted a plumb fool. So the only one that I really think that it was a good show and they did a good job, they really did a good job, was Hershey. I think Hershey did a great job for the show. But and I want to say this for who's going to host the show, whoever hosts, I just hope that the cast do not have a lot of liquor. I'm going to say that because the reason why, and Q should not allow the cast to have liquor, because if you allow the cast to drink and drink all of this strong liquor with no chaser, it's a strong possibility that you will have a fight. Atlanta had to implement policies to say, hey, we're going to stop the drinking. We're going to stop allowing y'all to bring y'all friends. And Imani, hosted the show. The thing of why I didn't like Imani on Chasing LA is because Chasing LA should have just not had Imani on there. Right? I think it just got messy. I think Imani loyalty is with Reese G, because Reese G brought her on the platform. I personally believe that no one should have just reviewed it and just left it up to the YouTubers, because it can get messy, right? Unless you got all control or what Imani gonna say, don't bring her on there to critique the show. I think Chase LA should have another host. I think we should give another person a chance. It got so messy because people were arguing at Imani, was disagreeing with her, and I don't think that it'll be a good look for her to host it once she just criticize production so much. Because why would I want to host a show I criticize production? Like, that don't make any sense. Why would I want to host something where I'm criticizing the executive producer? Why would the executive producer Q hire me and I'm criticizing production? That just doesn't make any sense, right? Why would I give you this opportunity where you sat there and you trash me? Give it to someone else. And that is, in my humble opinion, even Q himself should host the show. Oliver Twist could host the show. I think he would be great to host, either Oliver or Q. You know, I would like to see Oliver, you know, hosting Chops as well. It's so many other people that can do it. The cast was dragged because she called it Chasing Compton. And it is what it is, because you can talk about editing and all that. It's what you bring to the table. They only have to edit what you brought to the table. And towards the end, Andre transphobic because he kept calling Alicia and Jayla a manly, and you ain't acting like a woman, as though women don't get box cutter, especially black women. I just looked at a black woman today on Instagram, and her man was recording her like, here she coming up to the car. She was busting his window, slashing his tires. Let's not act like we don't have no sisters out here that can get ruthless with a knife, or get ruthless with a brick, or want to fight. It's some black women, some sisters that do fight, okay? I watched another video today on Instagram where the Chicago police had to come out and disperse a fight, and they were fighting around the police. The police had to break it up. It was a hot mess. So let's not act like women don't fight, because they do. But other than that, I'm looking forward to the show, to the reunion show. I think it's a great show. Chase LA was very entertaining. And it was better than Chasing Dallas first season, because if you go back to Chasing Dallas first season, it was definitely, you know what I'm saying, not good. It was trash, you know, really trash. You know, it was definitely trash. It was boring. Season 2 was good. I didn't like how they did one of the cast members, because they thought that one of the cast members were telling me things, and they wasn't. It was somebody on production that were a source from production, and it wasn't that particular cast member, and they dragged him and didn't invite him because they thought he was sharing me information. He wasn't. But I would love to see it. So, you know, if I ever were to host that, I think it would be great, you know. But again, I'm a fan of the product. You know, I'm a fan of all the shows. I think that they all deliver something, and I think they're all ready for a show. But if I were to see a host, I would like to see Oliver host it, because Oliver's a great host. I will be reviewing it. I can't wait to review the show. I will be breaking it down, giving y'all the behind the scenes stuff that I'm hearing, because, you know, my phone do be ringing, and I'm gonna let y'all know, you know, what's going on. G Status, I want to give y'all a little heads up about that. They just a hot mess over there with G Status. You know what I'm saying? I try, and I really, for any show, I try my best to host G Status, the reunion show. I tried, and I really tried. But the production over there, they had the quality, but unfortunately, they wasn't consistent. And they tried to release a new episode, and I reached out to production. I'm like, where's the next one? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, y'all got all this time to record something, right? What the hell is going on? Why can't you release the episodes? Like, I just don't know what the hell is going on. And then they don't communicate. You release one episode, and then you just take a long break like it don't happen. G Status could have been the next big thing, because they had the cast. They have some great A-list cast, and they had one of the best storylines on the internet. And it's just like, I release it when I want to release it. And they lost a lot of their audience. I don't understand that. I do not get it. And because people they would ask me, oh, what happened? You know, what happened to it? So it's definitely happened. So, and some of the people from G Status are from Chasing Atlanta. You know, damn, I can't remember their names. I can't remember their names. Okay. But 2 cast members came from Chasing Atlanta, and they went to G Status. So, and I liked the G Status because the cast was better. They came on my show. And I was really into that show. I reviewed it every single week. Production was giving me tea. It was really good. But it just took a break and they just forgot that it exists. Y'all remember that? Press one if y'all remember G Status. If anybody in there, press one. And they emailed me and they was like, okay, well, we want to invite you just to ask a question from the audience. And I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not going to come. And thank God I didn't win because they were fighting. And then why in the world would you let Royal Rebel go there and act a fool? Like, he's not a cast member. Don't invite him. Ban him from shows. He should not be able to come to show in a wheelchair causing havoc. Now, if you're in a wheelchair, you're supposed to be nice. Already, we have to be accessible. You know what I'm saying? Make you sit in the front because, you got to be where which you can, be stationary so we can charge your chair up. And you go there and causing havoc, you want to fight. And the thing about G Status, and I'm going to be clear with you, they had a whole episode they had on the reunion, and some of the hosts I've heard didn't even know some of the cast members' names, but it's okay. Right? Okay. They forgot about it. All right. I want to go to and say this. We're done with Chase in LA. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all go check them out. If y'all have not watched it, it's a great show. It's entertaining. If you just watch the last episode, it's funny because I laugh. I want to talk about Monica, All About the Tea. And I want to say this. I think Monica's, we want to talk about this. And people was like, oh, you should be on the panel. And I'm like, oh, Monica should hire me. I think that will, I'll take that $300 a month. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely do a show for it because so many people want Monica just to leave and give up. And like I told Monica, I said, this ain't the time to give up. This is time to keep going. And one thing how YouTube go, it be news for like a week or two or maybe 3. And then people stop talking about it. They literally move on. There's something else going to happen. But yet you continue and keep it going, right? That's how you operate. But I think if I go on the panel, I would deliver something, right? I know the topics. I would research the topics. And and I would bring it. And if I disagree, I would disagree. And I won't take stuff so personal. And I want to say this. Reason why I say I won't take things so personal is because I understand the business part. And I get that. And when I said that, some people really started doing videos and trying to criticize me because they didn't like the fact that I was on there. They're angry, they're mad, they're bitter, they're funky. And they're trying to paint this narrative about Wiley. And guess what? Wiley didn't stop, still doing our show, responding to emails, having conversations with trolls, talking to people on the phone. And we're having a good time, not running from questions, We welcome questions in the chat, and we release statements all over our social media, and it's just been great. But people they watch, and that's a sign why I said, oh, I'll be good on this panel because my short appearance, people already is angry and mad and press, angry and mad and press. That Wiley is on there. They're trying to get Wiley identity, but you must first wash your, if you want to try to identify somebody, identify that odor. That's number one. Identify the odor. That's what I will identify because people they got their priorities all separate up. And they will never know who this person is because this person has been doing this for a long time. And when they ever find her identity, what is she going to run away? No, it will make more people to watch her. It is what it is. And so people are yet talking about her and talking about me. And they want to create division. Oh, Wiley and this and my name ringing. Once my name ring, I ain't hushing up. I'm going to keep on talking about what I'm talking about. I'm going to keep giving that content. Keep putting my name in the title. You will never see your name in the title. You got to be a legendary, clean person. You can't be funky. Okay? And we will continue to do content. That's why we do midnight, overnight, after dark shows, and we entertain. And of course, we everywhere. We go live on our backup channel. We just give you content because I'm not going to change. Now I'm going to evolve and be better, of course, all that, but changing that, stop doing commentary, stop giving my opinion. No, I'm going to give my opinion. And people get angry and upset about it. And people, they get jealous. So anytime Wiley go up, they try to bring Wiley down. But you can't, because you're not the Lord. You're not God. Doors opening up for the Wiley Show. And it is what it is. It is what it is. It is going to open up, whether you like it or not. And you're just going to be mad and pressed. But the door, whoop, come on, Wiley, come on in. And I'm going to be right in, being successful, being blessed. Because things are happening for me in my career. And I say thank you. I say thank you. And I really do. And all I do is get on my platform and talk to and have a good time. That's all I do. That's it. That's all I do. I don't run for people talking about me. I don't. I really don't. But we have a good time. And our late night shows is definitely legendary. Our late night shows is good. It's a lot of fun. Okay. So if I ever be in a panel, I would deliver something great. But I won't be crazy enough to just abandon my platform. I will continue to be consistent on my platform and be successful and everything like that, and offer communication. And I'm not going to allow people in the comments to mess up my relationship with the host, which that is with Monica. I'm not gonna let a troll get in my ear. As long as my relationship with Monica is cool, then we're good. I'm not going to allow people in the chat to sway my opinion. No, because one day they will like you, one day they might not like you. It's just what it is. People are not gonna like you all day, every day, but you're gonna have a core of people that love you. That core going to be there. And we have a core, we have a base of people that watch us anytime we go live, and we thank them. We thank them. And we're not even at 1,000 people watching us. That's when you know you're legendary. That's when you know that you have something special. When you don't have 1,000 people watch you, 2,000 people watch you, and people are still talking about you as though that you're such this, that's when you know that you're doing something. Because I talked to some person, I'm like, they act like I got 3,000 people. We have, on average, 100, 200 people in there, and people just rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, whoa, come on. Can you imagine? So if I ever were to work with Monica, I would do a good job. I would bring a box of Kleenex, and I won't cry. And if I do cry, it is what it is, child. Sometimes you will cry on the internet. It goes, All right, it goes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? So we should see how it is going to go. But I will tell you this, Monica is a great person. I had beautiful conversation with Monica. Off the record, just beautiful conversations. Oh. How you doing? How you doing? I call anytime. Hey, how you doing? Beautiful. People mad because they don't have the relationship. And they're going to create content. And one thing about me, I'm still going to be able to give my opinion. You're going to be mad. Okay? All right. Well, we're going to open up the phone lines. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. All right. So, okay. They said we frozen. It's the computer. All right, I'm not going to stop it and replay it. But what I would do is I'm going to open up the lines and allow y'all to call in. So, moderators, if y'all can post the call-in number on there, we will open up the phone lines and allow the people to call in. Okay? Oh, I guess that's it. All right, so we're going to open up these phone lines, and y'all can call in. All right, so if we have any callers, we got definitely open up the phone lines, and that could be 646-716-8447. All right, we're at the end of the show where we allow the callers to call in, and that number is 646-716-8447. All right, I'm not going to restart it because if we frozen, we frozen. All right, so we're going to open up the phone line. So that's the number. All right. Okay. Let's go to the phone line. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second before I do that. Hold on 1 second. Before I do that, 8338, caller, you on air.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
All right, how you doing?
Doing all right. I was Slim Reaper for last night. I couldn't talk because all those women were over talking.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. You could call. You could talk right now.
I hope so. Yes. Well, I wanted to say, when it comes to Monica, Monica should play this right as far as getting her new panel. And who I think she should have on the panel is not only yourself, but Seven Star, Storm Monroe, and Jovi Beauty. And
If they do it though, that's a dope. That's a dope panel. But you know that if they do it, you know that's a dope panel. That's a A-list panel right there. You talk about Seven Stars, Jovi Beauty, Storm Monroe. That's a A-list panel right there.
That's what I'm saying. If you up the money, you're gonna get 8 to 10,000 a check per show.
And then if people be committed though, you know, you can up the money and they still don't be like, oh, I don't want to do this. I got my own show to do.
Let me tell you something. Money talks, man. Especially if you don't do it every day. If y'all do it like maybe 2 times a week and you up the money, people be more committed to do that than if it's like a 5 day-a-week show. You see what I'm saying? She just got to up. That'd be my opinion as far as her new panel. But like I said, I still think people are mad because, like I said, she has an avatar and they just do not know who she is. So they feel like they're robbed, they're cheated of having a relationship with somebody. That's why they're automatically taking Claire's side instead of really being objective and seeing both sides. But you know what?
I think, but let's be clear. I've seen people take people's sides, but then they become forgettable. Let's revisit this in the next 6 months. You understand what I'm saying? Because people change. People can be replaced. It's up and coming people that is in this show that can that will be the next topic. It goes with the territory. That goes with the territory. But I think if Monica stay consistent and continue to do what she's doing, it would be other new stars that would be birthed.
Of course, they forget immediately. Man, I've been on these YouTube streets for over 5 years. I've seen so many controversies that gone and came and gone, and you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. I mean, let's think about Tasha K and Jaguar Wright. Remember how 12,000 subscribers left Tasha K, and those 12,000 subscribers came back and plus some.
And plus, remember that they talked about that for a while, and now they don't even talk about Jaguar Wright no more.
She only exists. I mean, let's think about even Seven Stars when her identity with her family was revealed and everything else. Remember, that was a weak topic. And then that came and went, and she became herself again. It comes to go. It ebbs and flows because there's so much news that occurs each and every day. It's hard to stay mad at something for so long.
And it is.
You know what I'm saying? We got DVD as YouTube audience. You know what I'm saying? We might be mad at something at 1 minute, and then next minute, something new come around, and then what we were just mad about previously, we don't need to think about it no more.
Facts.
So
all right.
It's just like what I was about to say. It's just like at the end of the day, it's just she just has to weather the storm and keep her head up. But at the end of the day, just you gotta up the money if you want to get that panel that that can rival numbers and really grow her platform. Especially if she's not a person that can carry a platform based on her personality.
And I want to say this though, because when people are saying all the views drop, I don't see what they're talking about. The views is up. The people talking about it. They're talking about anytime that you get 77,000, 29,000, it's up. It's consistent. People can't even get that. Those stills are checks. And plus on top of that membership. So I don't understand. It's a business, and she's have a successful blog that people watch, that people read. So I mean, she's winning. If people think that she's losing, you're dumb because you don't understand business. Because when you have a blog that's been out 8 years and you have writers on staff, I mean, that's winning right there.
And not only that, and this is what people fail to forget. because her name is so hot, anytime she put out something, people intrigued. They want to know what said. They want to know if she gonna throw another person on the bus. They want to know, okay, what trick do she have on her sleeve? Right. So she already has the people by their attention because of the fact that the controversy that she's currently in. Right. As long as she keeps being consistent and allow herself to, be vulnerable when it comes to dealing with her audience, she'll be fine.
All right, she'll definitely be fine. Thank you so very much for calling in. All right, we're gonna go to the next
Thank
call.
You, brother.
No problem. The number is 646-716-8447. This is time for y'all to call in. I'm gonna post the number on the screen too. Give me a second while I post that. But I see a caller in here, so let me make sure I bring them on because they've been waiting to come on. Hold on 1 second. Let me click on this. All right. Where we at? Oh, they hung up. All right, call back in. If anybody else want to call in, the number is 646-716-8447. I try to get the callers at the end, so anybody that wanted to get their voice heard, you know what I'm saying. This is the time to call in and give your opinion. All right, so let me go back to it. Let me see if it's in the queue. All right, so if you're calling in, just press 1 and I'll bring you on. Oh, let me do that. Okay. Let me see where I'm doing this. All right, let me post the number on the screen for a second because it wasn't working at first. But now, okay, there we go. So people know where to call in at. All right, there we go. I'll do this. All right. So the number is 646-716-8447. That is the number if you're calling in. We're not gonna be here all night. 8254, call you on air.
Hello?
Hey,
it's TJ Vegan. We were speaking briefly in DM yesterday. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good.
I'm just calling to say I really appreciate everything that you had to say about mental health because for me, I experienced a relapse on cocaine in February for like 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And it happened around the time that my grandmother passed. And and I also re-entered the workforce after a year of being out of the workforce. So just listening to your show, working out, and just focusing on the positive, it's helped me to get through a lot of stuff that I was going through recently.
All right, so you off cocaine now? So you clean now?
100%. It's an issue I dealt with like over 15 years ago, and I had a relapse February through March for about 6 weeks.
And now you good now. I'm just glad that you're good now. It's all about being healthy now, so I'm good about it. But people they go through things, and it's good that you shared that because it's probably somebody that's battling with an addiction right now that needed to hear that and say, oh, let me go to rehab. Let me ask you this question. Did you go to rehab to get clean?
No, I didn't go to rehab.
Okay.
What actually helped me, the relapse was unexpected, and I was actually struggling with stopping, even though I knew that it was going to stop soon. But what ended it for certain was when I found out my grandmother died. Mm-hmm. After about a week after that, I was able to stop because my health has been getting better over the past years because I became vegan and have been making some other choices, exercising and stuff. And her passing really helped to wake me up or snap me back to reality.
Amen.
If that makes sense.
That does. And now your grandmother is looking down on you, proud of you, because now you can live your life in a clean life. And now you're on the Wiley Show. And you're beautiful too, by the way. Are you single?
I am single, and we also both like guys and girls, so I appreciate about that.
Yes,
because not too many people can relate to me.
Come on, both like it. Me too.
Dead ass. And you were telling the story about the lady with the rice. That had me cracking up. Yeah. You were like, let me call her tonight.
Let me call her tonight with the rice. Wow, and you follow me on DM, so I would ask you, how long you been watching The Wiley Show?
I've been watching The Wiley Show a few months. I discovered you from Tasha K.
Yes.
And I still love Tasha K's show, but I've transitioned primarily to watching your show and also Michelle from She has the blog, something Atlanta. You know Michelle.
Yes. You talking about Michelle T. Elliott?
Yes. So you guys shows are my mainstays now. Yes.
Yes. All right. Thank you so very much.
I have to watch your show every day.
Oh man, I love that. Thank you. I hope you're on the text list so you won't miss none of my lives.
I won't. Absolutely not.
Okay. Thanks, brother.
God bless you. Talk to you again.
God bless you. All right, thank you. All right, so we're going to go to the next one. You just never know who's going to call in, man. And that brother said, I went back to cocaine, but now I'm clean now. So that's good. All right, 0622, call you on air.
Hey, Wiley, it's Dream Doll.
Hey.
Well, not, you know which one it is. Not the other one, but the other one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I called in before, and you were like, is this the real Dream Doll? Because if it is, I'm like, no, it's not. But anyways, I called in because I have a couple of points to make, and I know you're going to be able to follow me with them. The first one is about a panel. Panels are hard, and I know you have two men and a lady.
Yes.
But Monica had a big panel, and you have to deal with egos and attitudes. That's something I'm pretty sure you've dealt with before too, right?
I have dealt with that. Yes, I have.
See, I'm telling you, like, so with her being a boss, like the other caller was saying, it's kind of hard to still be friends, still be the boss, but still want to have a platform where people come and congregate, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I know she was juggling that, but you know, with all the attitudes and egos, especially with women, you know, it's that fight or flight mentality where you kind of try to go for the top spot. And so I think that some people's mechanism is to cut people down so that they could make Monica's platform seem lesser than, just so that they can build something in the future. And so all those people can potentially go to her platform, which could work, and I'm not bashing that, but I'm just saying that that's how some people think. And then the last thing I want to talk about is there was this particular blogger, I'm not going to say the name, but it was really hurtful to see, because I watched it, how she kind of talked about you and your episode, you know?
Uh-huh.
And for me, I feel like this is a person that's extremely jealous and sees you as competition. So it's like, what's the quickest way to cut Wiley? You know, and it's like, well, if I bring, no, that's how I think, right?
Right, you're right.
People,
uh-huh.
No, go ahead.
No, you're right. I'm gonna let you speak. Go ahead, Queen. You telling it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it was really hurtful because I think that we as people, we just do much fighting each other, when if we come together, it could be so much bigger and so much better. But we're too busy trying to compete when we all can eat, you know? It's like YouTube is so big. Ain't nobody watching cable anymore, you know?
Facts.
YouTube is huge. So everybody can watch anybody. And so my whole thing just about the last person that I was watching that kind of talked about you and your episode was, it's really hurtful, especially for her as a woman, to gain subscribers off of somebody else's pain and past. And when she's trying to do the same thing and build her platform, you know, so it just didn't do her any due diligence. And it just showed, and I had to unsubscribe because I'm like, when you subscribe to something, it's like you follow what they say. You are giving your consent, your seal of approval. Like, oh yeah, I ride with you because I understand what you're talking about. You don't have to agree with everything, but there's going to be some things that you don't agree with. And I feel like this person is just extremely hateful. And the people over there are really just bitter people that want to see somebody that is more bitter than them, right? Because likeness attracts. You know, I like to laugh. I like to have fun. So I'm like, hey, where that's at? That's at the Wiley Show. Because, you know, you finna get a good story time. He might tell you about a dude. He might tell you about a girl. He might tell you about a squirrel. You never know. But you're going to get something at the Wiley Show. But over there, you're going to always get somebody that cuts you down, yells at you, cusses you out. And now that can play into your mental health. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, I was over there watching this person, and I became so mean. And I'm not a mean person, Wiley. I'm not. But I became so mean. And I'm like, what in the world is wrong? And my dad, who's a pastor, he was like, you know, what are you putting inside of you?
That's what you put inside of you.
I think that we put too much negative stuff inside of us, and you expect positive stuff to come out. But what are you putting inside? And I was watching this person so much that she had Jaguar Wright over there. She had, just all these different people, which really I just want for Jaguar Wright. But it's like, really, what are you putting inside of you? And that's what I was putting inside of you. So anyway, to wrap everything up, all I'm saying is that don't get discouraged. I know you're not, but I just want to speak that into you.
Oh, thank you. I want to say this, though.
I really
the reason why I'm not going to get discouraged is because when you become more, and I had this conversation with myself years ago, I said the more you go up, the more haters you will get. That's still going to happen. You can't stop it. They're going to, and it's going to get, this is just the beginning. You're going to hear it again. More and more you go up, and they're going to get more creative. They're going to say it more and more and more. And that just happened. But it ain't going to stop me from being me, because I'm me. And it's no competition, because we all can eat on YouTube. I don't care if 60,000 people was live. Everybody have an audience. Whatever how small or big, you have somebody watching you. You have your own base. But it didn't stop me. It didn't destroy me, because that couldn't destroy me when we didn't already talked about it. We didn't already broke it down. We're going to tell our testimony. It can't. It's really opens the door for folks to do content and for people to know who Emmett Till is, because one person did not know who that was. And so have a whole conversation about mental health, and then the guy on the airplane. Look what that happened with that. So mental health, mental illness is real, and whether you believe it or not, is I'm going to always talk about it on this platform. We talk about other things, and it didn't stop us. We still do content every single day. And
I wanted to say two more things.
Go ahead.
Once you go to new levels, I know you heard it, new levels, new devils, right?
Yes.
But that's what that's telling you. You about to go somewhere, and you need to be exposed to this kind of, this type of publicity, I guess is another way to say it. So what she's giving you, you need to have that so that you can understand before you go to the next level.
Facts.
So you need that. But another thing is Wiley, you're so transparent that it's not nothing that somebody can say out here that you haven't already told your subscribers. It's like,
it would have been something if I'd have kept this a secret. No one would have. But no, we have talked about this story like years. And the people that came out and that was like, man, he been talked about this. This was this conversation. And that person that did it, they're just upset because I have Tasha on the platform, that Monica had me on the platform. That's what that is. It's so obvious.
It is. And you can see the hate. But the thing is her girlfriend, I'm not saying the person's name, so the person in the chat, I apologize if I said the person's name, but her girlfriend is also a little mentally ill, and so is she. So it's like, why ain't y'all the same? Girl.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Many people would be projecting things on there, and some people got offended because a lot of folks got lazy eyes out here. So a couple of folks were upset, like, oh, you making it seem like I, and you know what I'm saying? Hey, because having a lazy eye do not talk about your mental illness. So come on.
Yeah.
Just stop. But, and we still do our content every single day. Their name don't go on titles, and it is what it is. We just continue to do our show. But thank you for bringing that up. Hey, it ain't going to stop us.
You're welcome. I wish you all the best in the future, and I've been with you for a while, and I'm going to be with you as we go forward.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, bye.
All right, bye-bye. Bye. Okay, 4635, call you on air. 463.
Wiley.
Hey, you're live on air.
Good evening, Wiley. Me have to call you today because me no know about that loony bin lady where I did have fun. The Carlene last night. She talks that she a Jamaican. She's not no bumbleclad Jamaican.
Oh, she's not Jamaican. Okay. You talking about last night, but are you Trinidad? Are you from Trinidad?
No, Wiley. This is one of your regular producers, but I was catching up. Yes, Wiley. Yes, it's the facial expressions.
Oh, okay.
This is one of your regular producers.
Okay.
And I was catching up, and I was listening to her coming out the loony bin. I'm like, This lady, man, she's crazy as all hell. I couldn't wait to call in today. I know it's off topic. It has nothing to do with your show, but I had to. I see everybody laughing in the chat. I had to represent. I had to represent for the real Bomba Claudiani.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
She talking about she eat. What did she say? She was like, I eat ackee and we speak patois. I'm like, bitch, it's patois.
Okay.
I just wanted to make you laugh, the chat laugh, and let you know I'm one of your real producers. I just wanted to call in real quick and just make everybody laugh and just, change the mood a little bit.
Yes.
And I'm going to just say it like this so you know who it is. This is your sweetest pie producer.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right.
Oh, gosh, Wiley, I love you. Take it easy. I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
All right, love you. Okay.
All right, love y'all.
All right, bye-bye. Oh, gosh. I want to say thank y'all so very much. I want to give a special shout-out to y'all. Do not forget, tomorrow night we have Two Man and Lady. We have Conscious TV. We have Wiley. And also we got Katie Talk 1-on-1. That will be tomorrow night, okay? We have our flyer up. We're going to release that on Instagram, but I got to make sure I tell my designer to make sure it's Instagram so I can post it on Instagram. So we'll definitely see y'all then. I want to say thank you so very much. If you're not on the text list, because if I go on other shows, I will send you the text first, and you will be the first to know. So you could join that text list right now. It is definitely there. Text The Wiley Show to, hold on one second, 833. Hold on one second. Let me make sure I get it, okay? 833-760-1691. I want to definitely send, text it to The Wiley Show, one word. Oh, we forgot to talk about something, but we had to talk about it tomorrow. Let's get this last caller. We're done for tonight. Anonymous, you live on air. Hello.
Wiley.
Hi.
How are you, Wiley?
I'm doing good.
Wiley, I've been trying to catch a live where I can call in.
Okay.
But you're going live very late or early in the morning.
Yes. Right. Because I worked those other days, so I'm free today and free tomorrow. But go ahead. I missed you.
Yes, so I had to catch the replays.
Yes.
And I just had so much to say on some of the other topics.
Okay.
But then you would say, hit the link, and I was lost. I'm like, I don't know what that is. But anyway, let me tell you something, Wiley. That second caller, yes, you know who she's talking about, right? It's that woolly head, Florida Evans from Good Times looking woman. Okay? I don't know if she looks like Florida Evans or J.J. Evans from Good Times, okay, with her woolly head. I saw that live. It's like she was very angry at you just because you appeared on this other show. And she started talking about your episode, and your eye. But she seems to me like she has some type of issues with her eyes as well. Okay? I wish she had a call-in number because I really would have went to bat for you, Wiley. But I don't know what she's doing over there on the crap show that she has. And then she has all of these people. I think they just want her yoni going along with everything that she says. She's sitting there with anger issues and a girlfriend that's an alcoholic. How dare she try to berate you? I really wish she had a call-in number, Wiley, because I really would have called in and gave her a piece of my mind. She's very ugly. She's ugly inside and out. What is she, a prostitute? I know she calls herself a whore. What is she, a prostitute?
Oh, wow.
I'll go to bat for you, Wiley.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just glad that you,
but,
called
I
in.
just wanted say this too. I hear you. You're always promoting other people to go on shows and to host and do things. Promote yourself, Wiley.
Right.
You understand me?
Okay.
Continue to promote yourself.
Right.
Okay? Because you can bring a lot to the table.
Absolutely.
And I also agree with the other caller. Panels are kind of hard. It's good if you do it sometimes, but not all the time. If you do it all the time, you would have to get the right people there to be entertaining and not boring.
Facts.
You know, so I think panels are good sometimes, but yes, why not hire you? She hired those other peasants, so why not hire you? But you continue to promote yourself, Wiley, and don't let anybody get you down.
Facts.
You stay confident, okay?
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in.
You know, because someone who's definitely broken, like that whore over there, don't let her break you.
Oh, no. Thank you so very much for calling in.
Okay, Wiley. You have a good evening now.
All right. You too. Good evening. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, wow. Thank y'all so very much. Gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, tomorrow night we have Two Man and Lady. We have Katie Talk 101 joining us, and we have Still Conscious TV joining us. So we will see y'all there tomorrow. So it is me right here on The Wiley Show. Make sure y'all thumbs up. Make sure y'all subscribe. Leave us a comment, because we do read the comments, okay? Even the comments that are not favorable of me, I still read it, and I will respond back to you, okay? Follow us on Instagram. You can send me a DM right now on Instagram, and you can follow us, and we will love to have you follow us on Instagram, and that is free to do. You can send us a DM, okay? So thank y'all so much for watching, and we will see y'all in the next live. Peace.